Welcome to Lobster Magic's Review, the channel, the review. I'm here with my good old buddy, Gorogregoro.
Hey.
And Zavule is back from his con, and thankfully, since Promised Neverland is, always comes out a little later, since it doesn't get as much love as other shonen series, I was able to track him here during the weekday to review this news chapter.
Huzzah.
So, guys,
Yeah.
looks like we had some procrastination. I don't know. I can't pronounce the word.
Procrastination.
No. When you're like predicting something, prognostication.
Prognostication.
I think that's it. I think that's how you say it right. Our
prognosis that you're thinking of.
Something.
God, fucking damn it, Craig. Whatever.
Our predictions were pretty much spot on. Although we got a little twist. So we basically, had the kids, play their game of tag, and they chased the demon. We're planning to chase the demon into the forest.
Yeah, the kids were about to handle the demon themselves, but then all of a sudden,
oh no! You there, Scott?
Breaking up pretty bad.
Breaking up bad.
You're okay now, though.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay. Well.
Nope.
Well.
Oh man, your thing is flipping out.
Yeah.
Nope. No, you're doing okay now.
Okay.
Kind of.
Anyway.
So go on, Greg.
So basically, the kids were about to handle that wild demon themselves, but then unfortunately the other demon showed up and created a more complicated situation. Now
I'm super psyched about this. This is like the first time like the kids are actually like in front of like the intelligent demons, and my theory's confirmed. There is a demon hierarchy.
Yeah, you were right. There's a demon hierarchy, and man, I'm just really, really happy that something just painfully disappointing was. Like, I was kind of expecting, like, okay, you're gonna lead them onto a chase. Hopefully, you get to dump them into the pit. And we see something awesome where the tree eats this thing. Please don't do something sad and just go completely off topic and just race around the woods like a bunch of assholes for like the next 3 goddamn chapters. No. We got totally awesome demons with swords.
Yeah, that was in a weird way. The prediction of like Norman coming with a samurai sword and attacking the demon kind of came half true.
Okay, look, unless that thing is Norman, go fuck yourself.
Something came with a sword. You remember
imagine if that is Norman. That's like Norman transformed into a demon.
Look, as long as he eats one of the children, I'm okay with that. Just one. Just one. He just needs to eat one. And everything will be fine. I'll be okay with that happening.
Well, you know the classic rule of Shonen Jump manga, though, that like everything's better with swords.
Yeah, you're right.
It was like that observation in Bakuman, like, if you want to make a battle manga, you figure out a way to include swords, and then the rest will do the shit for it. And we just need to think of something with a sword.
That sounds like the second editor's like opinion being thrown around. You know who I'm talking about, right?
Yeah. The kind of shitty editor.
I'm happy it doesn't look like a katana, okay?
It does look really cool and demonic, like it's for bloodletting virgins and some crap like that.
What?
Yeah, it's like some kind of sacrificial katana.
It doesn't look like a goddamn katana, okay? I'm really happy. Don't take that from me.
Okay, it looks like it does look badass. It does look occult, and it does look it's a cool design. What I'm hoping for though is I really want to see like here's what I'd like to see hypothetically. I'd like either Ray or maybe some of the kids to get captured, and then Ray sees like it as his ultimate opportunity to like learn more about the world and actually like questions the demons to get context. Because like there's this really fucking frustrating scene in Attack on Titan, which Greg just saw in the anime, where like Eren is with these guys who can tell him all the secrets to the world, and he doesn't tell them get any information out of them, and it's just like a complete little circle jerk that goes nowhere.
Oh God, this is why I don't want to watch Attack on Titan.
I mean, it's kind of a beautiful show. I mean, artistically, it just it has some frustrating points in the story.
Yeah,
but a lot of stuff is really pretty, but makes me want to put my head through a fucking wall.
Oh God! So someday, Scott, once we figure out the reaction video, there's just like one part I want to like force you to watch. It's like 4 minute. Your reaction will be beautiful. It'll be hilarious. It was the part that like was so dumb that even Greg was like, "Fuck this! This is so stupid! This is stupid! This is stupid!"
I still think it's stupid. And everybody on the internet is like so crazed about it, and they think it was such an awesome reveal, but it's not. It's stupid as fuck. It's actually the stupidest shit you can think of. Like,
okay,
I have to give you so much
time. I don't want to watch anything where I have that reaction. I deal with enough dumb fuckery on my everyday life, so
it's just like because the rest of the show was like so good up until that point.
Yeah.
You know?
All right, so
that's what I'm hoping. Like, I don't want to see like some vague thing. Like, you don't have to reveal everything to us, but little bits and pieces of information would be nice in terms of like the demons, and we're getting a lot now, a lot more than we did before.
Yeah, I'm really, really happy about the fact that I was right that these demons kind of showed up and just started like shit kicking this other demon, which again, I understand it's a delaying tactic. I'm still pissed that this thing was like gigantic and small children were outrunning it. Like,
it was kind of stupid.
I guess in the anime, they'll be if it ever gets one, they'll be able to come up with like a halfway decent explanation, like, oh, they're weaving through the trees, so it can't get to them or something. It's slowing them down. I guess I'd accept that, but
they kind of had that a little bit.
I just really want to see one of the small children be eaten. that is one of my like long-term goals for this season.
I wanted the same. I wanted the same thing. I wanted the same thing to happen because like in the previous chapter, like the end panel, it seemed like that demon was like ridiculously close.
Yeah, it did seem like it was like like gobble them up.
Yeah, it was just ready to grab one, and how could the kids possibly react to that kind of explosion, like that ambush? That was I don't care how much training they had. It's just like there's no way they can all survive from that kind of ambush.
Oh God! If this was a crappier series, I would just assume this is the point where it turns into a battle manga, where all the like little children start flipping out and doing their like parkour, not quite Attack on Titan shit against these demons. And that's where I would just lose interest and never watch this series again.
We have the
incidentally, if one of them gets their hands on a sword and manages to kill one of the other demons, I'm pretty well done.
Because they had like they read a book or something about like kung fu, and then they like assimilated the knowledge.
Yeah, I will be done at that point. I will be so fucking done.
So it'll be like the fucking Matrix, and it'll be like, I know how to use 3D maneuver gear now.
It'll be really interesting to see if there is like eventually like a more traditional battle element, and if like the series like finds a good way to justify it, because hypothetically there might be something that people don't hate, because like I don't know, when you think about it, like Hunter x Hunter never really had its a real battle system until Nen, and Nen was, people love Nen. Nen is a convoluted and fun system that grasps your head around. I don't know. Obviously, magical superpowers probably would be terrible. You have to be something with like some defined rules and limitations that has some sort of like quasi-scientific basis.
At this point, like I would accept throwing rocks. I would accept the children like pelting this thing with rocks and then like Ray running away, but I don't think I would do much more than that. And then one of the small children could be eaten. And
you want that so badly.
I really do, because like so far, this series has shown itself willing to every once in a while, like just go to that really dark, terrible place, and I kind of want to see that every once in a while. Just throw me a bone, Just hopefully Norman stays dead and. Hopefully, maybe every once in a while they lose a small child. And, we get like 10 minutes of screen time of him being like eaten or something.
Well, how about this? I could see this happening. Would you accept Don or Gilda, since they're the kind of like supporting cast members who've been the most developed, like sacrificing themselves to like save a small child?
Yeah, I guess I would.
I can get on board for that.
I would get on board with that, but I really just want to see a small child be eaten. Like, nothing you can do about it, you know? Like, just slam head first
They
into
have to
reality.
keep running, you know.
Because you keep going, like, everyone's going to escape, everyone's going to escape. Like, look, you've already lost people. Let's just ram that point home now. Lose a couple of, like, the less useful children, and go from there.
There's only so much Muppet. But Scott, you said you'd accept rocks. After they're like Ewoks and they climb into the trees and they throw a rock at the demon.
I hate you.
Can you imagine that? If like you know, the demon's like, ha ha ha, I'm gonna eat Ray all for myself, and then I'll take the other kids. And then like, you know, one of the kids throws a rock at the demon and it like hits in its head and its helmet has like some sort of sensor and it's like, oh no, I can't do anything because my head's paralyzed.
I mean, that would just completely destroy how awesome the demons are. At that point, I just wouldn't be afraid of them anymore. There would just be no conflict because a small child's like. I was kind of thinking more like all of the children pelt it with rocks or something, and that just gives them enough time to get away.
What if they just like set up
children.
like Home Alone traps for the demons?
Well,
Yeah, they just find a mysterious like cache of paint cans or something.
That's how they beat the demons.
Goggle and a goddamn scarf.
Or how about this? What if the William Minerva pen has like a defense system in it and it shoots lasers or rockets?
Oh god, that would be so. I would not like that at all.
Or the pen has like a laser sword that comes out of it.
God, that's so stupid. I would almost want to watch this or keep reading the series just to see where that goes, because that would just have jumped the shark into so bad it's good. Okay, you had a good series. Now let's see how bad this train wreck gets.
Oh my god.
It'll be interesting to see if it ever like crosses that jump the shark moment.
But
I feel if they ever introduce any kind of like power armor, they will have jumped the shark so goddamn hard that I will feel really good about watching this.
Just to see where it goes or how it nosedives.
Yeah, pretty much. Like, I feel like, as terrible as this is to say, that is half the reason I keep reading this, is because
you want to see it fail in some way.
No, I keep expecting it to. That's my problem, is I keep waiting for that moment where the author runs out of good ideas and then just, like, runs face first into that wall and starts using terrible anime tropes. I don't want it to happen, but I keep, like, clicking.
I feel the same way.
Half cringe on my face, going, "Oh God, is he gonna? Oh, okay, we're cool. All right. I can wait another week."
Series is still good, though. But I'd say this is probably one of the weaker chapters.
You think so?
Yeah, this is one of the weaker chapters in a while, I feel, because the progression from like last chapter and then how they overcome this one, like I really think Scott actually, I feel like, has a really legitimate point that there should have been like bigger consequences to, like, maybe a child gets eaten by that demon that just popped out of nowhere and ambushed all of them. Popped out of like nothing and just like ambushed them like few feet away. There should have been like bigger consequences to that.
Yeah, I feel like the kids are. I mean, I know it's a shonen series. I feel like they're overconfident. They need to they need to have at least one child eaten.
Like knock them down a little bit.
I would even accept like maybe they just get a leg chewed off or something, and then they have to like enter into this terrible decision as to whether or not they leave this child behind because it's slowing them down.
Well, that's good. That's a good point. Well, like if like Ray or Don or Phil or Gilda lost like an arm or a leg or like, because that wouldn't be terrible if like someone got like some immortal like horrible injury that like children should not be able to repair.
Mm.
Kind of like Hunger Games, I guess, flirted with it a few times where like Katniss would get burned and she'd get stuck in the tree, but then she'd get like healing powder and she'd be fine.
Yeah.
Or like one of their legs like got crushed or something. Or I want to see them more challenged by like an obstacle like this, because it seems like it was just too easy to overcome.
Yeah. Like I would even accept something where like it's not an on-screen death, but it's one of those like, oh no, this child has twisted their ankle. They are not going to be able to keep up, and there are things chasing you. What kind of moral dilemma do you want to pursue? Do you want to like try and help this child along? You might get everybody else.
Use the child as a sacrifice.
Or do you want to leave this child behind and
as bait?
Like a heartfelt, painful goodbye, because this child is clearly going to be eaten by demons. Slowly.
That would be interesting to see, like, the sort of darker elements and the consequences, because, it was always kind of nice to have, like, Emma's, shonen optimism and positivity, always be brought down by, like, having her leg broken, or, some of the more harsher realities of the fact that, like, taking a bunch of 7-year-olds out into a wilderness, a sci-fi wilderness, which we're now learning is filled with killer plants, feral monsters, with no, repercussion, with no real way of defending themselves.
Yeah, I don't want it to be grimdark. I just want it to be, like, man versus wild style survival. Well, sometimes terrible shit happens kind of thing. The longer it goes where like everybody's happy and healthy and just like dodging from one thing to the next with no consequences, yeah, you're right, the weaker I feel like the series is going to be.
I agree to that extent. I think they need to be challenged more at this point.
But hey, there's an argument.
But hey, maybe this angry demon with a sword is just going to start like punching people out, just like dragging them back to be processed into food.
Well, that's why I like this chapter a little bit more than you, Greg. Just because like it feels like something that could have been like teased off forever with like minor things, but now we're finally getting like the kids, directly confronting their antagonists and supreme villains. And obviously, like I'm super invested in learning what the fuck that is going on with the demons, what their society is, what their culture is. I just want a huge exposition dump of lore and culture, and I just want to absorb it and nom 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 nom. I want to eat it like the demons want to eat the kids. So this is like the closest it feels like that there's a good chance that we're going to get something like that.
Okay. I have a terrible question for you. Yeah. How much of that would be too much? Like, what is the point where you just wouldn't care anymore? Like, if you could have, like, 10 chapters that were just, like, slice of life for these demons, completely demystifying them in the most brutal way possible. Like, you see one, like, going to work and, like, stopping by, like, the market, picking up a screaming child and eating it on the way to work, and coming home, watching some sort of like twisted horror in like the corner with like eyes and screaming like normal people watch television, and then going to bed. Where would you draw the line on that?
God, that's a really good question, because like that brings up a question which I might have to like address in a video essay at some point in the future. Like for me, when like something like demands a payoff and like something I'm invested in and I'm really curious about the answer. I'm a glutton, so I want everything you can give me. I love those payoffs. But then again, you could also argue that, like, it violates the thing of great storytelling. Show, don't tell. Don't, exposition dumps are kind of lazy and, they're terrible. But well, I guess...
I'm not suggesting I'm not suggesting an oh my god, I'm doing the same goddamn
exhibition.
No,
exposition.
Oh my god, exposition. Thank you. Exposition dump. I'm suggesting like a full-blown, way too in-depth show don't tell, where you like get the answers to like the most mundane, terrible questions you could ask. Like, what do demon restaurants look like? Do demons poop? Who knows? Like to find out and like 10 pages where we find out this one demon is constipated because he ate too many children.
I don't know. It's like we know so little, and that like any information, like the fact that like the kids are using their deductive reasoning and sort of like confirming some of our speculation about the demon hierarchy is exciting to me. But like,
yeah, I think the fact that they put 2 and 2 together about the demon hierarchy was pretty interesting.
Yeah,
I think I'm pretty satisfied by that so far because like I really like the mystery behind the demons. I think it adds a lot of terror to the story. Like
I think what would here's what would kill it for me if the demons have like are eating the kids for like some sort of super plan to like take over another world, or if it's ultimately revealed that like this whole child plantation has some ulterior purpose that's kind of stupid, then that would be too much. Like,
okay, now what about if we see some of the other like more animalistic demons, like that weird giraffe thing and the dog?
Oh fuck! I want to learn all about that giraffe thing.
And then we find out like just like we have like animals trained for work. Then there's like this like weird, sad like demon petting zoo where like little tiny demons come out and they're like petting these weird like monster giraffes and like feeding them like child pellets or something, and they go home.
That like sounds kind of amazing, Scott. I would read the fuck out of a spin-off manga about his demons. As sad as this is, like one of the only few parts I really liked of Jurassic World was like the part where they go to like the dino petting zoo. I'm like, man, that would be awesome. I want to go to a dino petting zoo. And it's only like something
never
you see
saw
for like
Jurassic World.
You didn't miss much. It's a fucking terrible movie.
No, like if they're just eating them for some really goddamn stupid purpose, like
it's like God. You remember in Naruto how like Kishimoto couldn't really decide about what the evil plan of Akatsuki was, and he kept on changing it.
Yeah,
and like the first two were kind of like dumb. It was like the Akatsuki wants to take over the world with superior ninjutsu or something. Then it was they want to make a weapon bomb to make peace to the world, and then then there's they want to make everyone go into Matrix Ninja simulation reality.
Why are you holding deodorant?
Because like I don't know, I just had it. Damn
it!
It was something to put in my hands.
All right, I think we need a new tradition. Isaac, you need to start holding a new strange object every goddamn show.
Maybe when we do the One Piece review, I'll try that.
Yeah. Okay. Fine.
So like I guess if like the purpose for eating the children is something stupid, or maybe the demons aren't bad at all. There's like some sort of fucked up reason they're doing this. Maybe that would annoy me.
Yeah, I could see that being really.
It's interesting because it brings up a really good question because there's Alien Covenant and like we've had 2 movies that's basically to explain the mystery of the alien and the space jockey, and the more we learn about the alien, the worse it gets.
Yeah, it really does.
Consistently worse it gets.
Like all we needed to know, like with like no context, I was just totally fine with. Okay, it's an alien bioweapon, and this thing got loose on their ship.
Yeah,
solved.
That's all you needed. That's all you needed. You needed cool designs, and it's an alien bioweapon by an unknowable dead alien from a world we'll never understand, filled with H.R. Giger, bone monsters. That's all we needed. That's all we fucking needed. And now we learn that the alien is actually made by giant white people, and now the giant white people are all dead, and they didn't even make the alien, even though they have an alien mural, and it was made by fucking David, the robot. The robot made the fucking aliens! And that's like a everything that has been built about the xenomorph! It pisses me off!
Look, at least it's not alien mind honey or some bullshit. Okay? They could be like...
Oh, that reminds me. Did you guys see the new Alien movie?
The other 2 movies
better?
Yes,
I saw the new Alien movie, Greg! I'll see every fucking Alien movie!
How was that one?
It was disappointing, Greg! A robot made the alien! Did you know that? A robot made the alien!
Wasn't that from Prometheus?
Yes! Michael Fassbender is responsible for making every fucking alien!
Oh my god.
Okay, now, here's the terrible
I'm not happy about that!
But Isaac, what if they decide to ruin more series and they decide to tie in fucking Blade Runner 2, and all of a sudden, like, that entire end speech that we get, where it's like, I've seen things you people wouldn't believe, and then we get like a third Blade Runner movie where it's just fucking replicants fighting goddamn xenomorphs.
Well, and then we'll find out that,
and then the fucking Predator comes in. But he's not willing to hunt replicants because they're not worthy prey. And then all of a sudden, I just blow my fucking brains out. Just right in the theater because I hate all of them.
But, I don't know. It's an interesting question. Like, could you ruin the demons? Like, oh god, that'd be so terrible if they were like an experiment made by just some random scientist guy. Oh god, like William Minerva's evil rival, or William Minerva made them, and they were an accident, and they grew out of control.
There's a lot of potential for like terrible ideas behind the demons. I feel. I want to get involved in the story more before I'm like thoroughly disappointed by the reveal of the demon backstory. I mean, I don't know what they can do to make it like super cool and interesting, honestly. I mean, all I can think of are like terrible ideas at the moment.
I think the key is they need to be an otherworldly alien, essence, and they also, not via not human intervention. No human intervention. They can't be modified humans. They can't have been genetically engineered humans. They need to be their own separate thing.
Exactly, Isaac.
You're absolutely right.
100%.
The more crafty and weird they are, the happier I'll be. Is like, honestly, I think Isaac's plan is probably the best, where they have like eating people is like some kind of like uplift experience for them, where they
maybe
gain
it's like a drug.
Like, I would be really cool if like this entire series took place on like a colony world, and like these weird terrifying things are the native life, and they've like one of them just ate one of the colonists, and all of a sudden this triggered some sort of weird biological reaction, and then it just kind of kicked off from there, and all kinds of terrible shit happened, and now they're basically running the show. That wouldn't be like the worst thing ever. It's better than the fucking alien honey from the goddamn Dark Horse comics.
And the also key to keep in mind is the fact that, having different intelligence of aliens creates a hierarchy system for the villains, and, having structure for your bad guys is also really important for a good shonen series. You got to have the mid-tier bad guys, the higher-tier bad guys, so, like, when the really smart demon comes, you're like, oh, holy fuck! It helps, build the universe, and it gives our, characters a sense of progression in terms of, like, how they overcome, like, the dumb demons with, like, sticks and stones and tree roots and shit, and then they have to use other shit for the higher classes.
Yeah, and then they have to, like, build, like, some kind of chain gun out of, like, rocks and sticks and that fucking terrible goddamn manga you showed me that one time. I hate it so much.
Which manga was that? Dr. Stone?
Yeah, fucking Dr. Stone.
They didn't make a chain gun out of rocks and sticks.
Shut up, Greg.
Yeah, they didn't make a chain gun yet.
Not yet, anyway.
Me and Greg are doing reviews of Dr. Stone.
I'm really enjoying Dr. Stone.
We're enjoying it, but we have feelings about the current arc.
It's going a little bit downhill right now, but it was pretty good earlier.
I could kind of like guess at that progression like as soon as I started.
It was about science and kids and using science to survive. It was exciting. It was
the main character, or I guess like I don't know. Would you call the main fucking doctor a supporting character? So I guess they're like really focusing on that fucking everyman. I don't know, but he was
scientist dude.
That guy.
Scientist dude.
Yeah, I fucking hated that guy.
I thought you would have loved him. He's like a mad scientist. I thought he would be your hero.
Don't you like his costume
wanted.
design? E equals MC square.
Jesus Christ. No, I fucking hate it.
Don't you want to learn the backstory behind why that's even there?
You edgelord, goddamn
there's
bullshit.
a whole comic. There's a whole chapter.
No,
there's a whole chapter
I don't care.
dedicated
I don't want to know. I don't care. He's terrible. He's terrible. If I had the money, I would commission a fucking crossover with Rick and Morty where Rick just shows up and blows his fucking brains out. And then Portal guns out. It would be 5 pages long.
But he's using science! He's a mad scientist! He's using... I fucking love science!
We're gonna have to show Scott that one
bullshit,
page.
Goddamn. He looks like a fucking self-insert character from somebody who loved Dexter's Laboratory or fucking Rick and Morty. Holy Rick and Morty's
I thought
fucking tryhard.
I thought he
was so goddamn tryhard. It pisses me off.
It reminded me of the character Haruma from iShield 21 because Isaac mentioned that this writer.
It's from the same writer.
Yeah.
Christ.
I thought that was kind of an interesting comparison, but Isaac said that no, it was the artist. It was
you're right. It is the writer from iShield 21, but it's the artist from some Korean manhwa manga, manhwa, which is basically the Korean version of manga.
Who had the most influence over that character? So yeah.
Although fun thing before we head this off, we'll do our final scores. We've had a fun little discussion here. Scott, so you know that little E equals MC squared, that really stupid little thing on his robe?
Yes.
They had a whole chapter where we learned that the whole backstory of how he got it. He's trying to experiment with formulas.
I was just saying that.
Did he buy it? Did he buy it on the fucking internet?
I was just saying that.
Because anything else is basically him just trying to be wannabe popular in some fucking middle school. He went to a mall and he bought it with his mother's credit card. That is the only explanation I will accept.
He was trying to find formula so hard to break the stone curse that he bit his thumb and then he just inscribed it on his little leather tunic.
Do you have to read it in order to understand completely?
His incredible conviction. We learned an incredible story about that stupid little insignia that's meant for cosplaying and to show he's scientific, because everyone knows E equals MC squared.
You know what? I hope because he does that in a world that doesn't have modern conveniences. I hope that gets infected. I hope it goes gangrenous. I hope he dies. I hope he dies without any access to penicillin.
Well, Scott, you would be happy though. He had a fake out death in the series.
No, that does not make me happy, Isaac. I just want him to die. I want him to die, or I want him to
A fake out death doesn't make anybody happy.
No.
It doesn't, Isaac. Fake out deaths are just bullshit teasing crap.
That is true. All right.
Just want him to have a hole punched in his chest.
All right, so on a 1 to 10 scale, what do you rate this chapter, Zavule?
I don't know. You know what? I'm going to be generous. I'm going to give it an 8.5. I was pretty pleased.
Yeah.
Provided this doesn't go anywhere terrible, I'm really going to enjoy this.
It's still a pretty solid chapter. I give it an 8. Greg?
I might give it a little bit lower because I think the monster was just too easily dealt with. And the previous page, I'm looking at the previous page from the last chapter, the previous ending page. That monster was like inches away from those kids. I think they didn't deserve to overcome it so easily. I give it 7.5.
All right, no, start eating one of the children. Would you get it?
I would raise it by at least to 9.5. If a child got eaten, that raises points automatically to me.
Yeah, that would get a 10 out of 10. And then if we'd gotten 5 pages of like the demon showing up and killing the monster, and then just jumping on it because they lost valuable merchandise. 15 out of 10. Just like spiteful teabagging this monster because they lost like
stepping on its head
of their farm income. And then like 15 more pages of like them going home and being chewed up by their supervisor and going home and being sad and then like having one of their spouses yell at them and they get drunk and fall asleep in bed.
And then they go to the demon grocery store and we learn all about the demon culture through that method. I still love the artwork for this though. Like every page is drawn so beautifully, but this is like one of the better drawn series that I've seen in a while. Very unique art style, but still like the pacing of like the way the story was told in the panels and everything. I just felt like maybe the artist drew the monster too menacingly close to the kids, and it didn't feel like that much of a challenge for the kids. It felt like it should have been more.
Well, we'll see you next week if it lives up to that challenge, or if we get more juicy, tasty info.
All right, everybody, grab a random household object and wave bye-bye. Bye, everybody.
Bye.